Welcome back, Wargamers. We're here with another edition of Budget Wargamer, and today we're going to talk about Imperial Knights once again, so hopefully you guys haven't gotten sick of that, but they are still the current release schedule for Games Workshop and Warhammer 40,000. So we've got up for pre-release on the website the Knight Valiant and the Knight Castellan, as well as the new Knight Armiger Helverins, the new little twin shooty guys that have 2d3 shots apiece from what we hear, and the Codex, of course. But the following week's releases were teased today by Games Workshop, and that's when we're finally going to see the Knight Armiger Warglaives released as a separate unit choice, presumably for that same $75 US value that we're seeing with the Knight Armiger Helverins, but you won't have to buy them with the Forgebane box. And there's also an update to the rules in the Knight Armiger Warglaive for Warhammer 40,000 that's separate from what the rules were in the Forgebane box set. So stay tuned. Go ahead and hit that like button, let YouTube know that you like videos just like these on my channel. It helps me get promoted to other people who are into Warhammer 40,000 and other Games Workshop news. So you'd be doing me a solid. If you're on the phone or you're on the computer, just hit that like button. That's all I ask. If this is your first time joining the channel, you can go ahead and subscribe and hit the bell next to it for notifications. So let's go ahead and dive in and check out what's on the tabletop today from Games Workshop. So we've got pre-order preview, which is March of the Warglaives. And these are the Knight Armiger Warglaives. These shouldn't be new to any of you guys, but just in case they happen to be, these are the ones from the Forgebane box set. They've got themselves the like the Melta Lance, whatever that's called, and the chainsaw, as well as an optional heavy stubber or Melta gun up on top. They've got decent stats. These guys blow away the Dreadnoughts, I think, and then for a value of 2 for $75, that's cheaper than most Dreadnoughts. The only caveat there is that they take up a Lord of War choice, which isn't in your standard battalion, but you could fit up to 3 of them into a single Lord of War choice, which means you're going to have to either split boxes with somebody after you buy one for yourself to get a third, or you're going to have to play for less points. But word on the streets is that the points value in the actual Imperial Knights Codex is a little bit cheaper than what it was in the Forgebane box set, which would be good because they were a little bit hefty in price, but we're also seeing an increase from Games Workshop for the statistics of what this Reaper Chain Cleaver actually does. So let's go ahead and dive in. Come on, you should be able to pull up. It's not. So I'm going to have to read this to you guys. I apologize that it's not giving me a preview. But let's see. Maybe we could open it up in a new tab. That might be good. All right. So here's how we got it. The Reaper Chain Cleaver now has the ability to choose between 2 different profiles, which we've been seeing with things like the Bloodthirster, Mortirion, things like that. You've got the strike ability for like a big single, like overhanded type of strike, where you get your strength times 2 benefit, which I think gives these guys a strength of 12 or 14 in hand-to-hand combat. They're no joke. It might even be higher than that because I haven't played with them yet. An AP of -3, which kicks anything with the 4+ save back to no save, and it kicks Marines back to 6+, and your Terminator and Terminator equivalents back to a 5+. So that's beefy. And 3 damage solid apiece. So there's your vehicle killer, your monstrous creature killer, your character killer strike. No shame in that because you certainly got like 3 or 4 attacks. But then you've got the ability here of sweep. So this is where you make like a side slash with your chain cleaver. What you're going to do is every attack you've got, you get to roll 2 hit rolls with that weapon. But you're going to be at your base user strength, which is still high enough for most Marine and Terminator equivalents. It's just not going to do you any good against some of the larger monstrous creatures in the vehicles. You still have an AP of -2, which is fantastic, and 1 damage per attack. So depending on what type of foe you're facing with your Warglaive will determine which one of these attacks you want to use when striking. So you're going to be able to do that. Plus they're giving a hint here at the different household traditions that are in the Codex, where you're going to get not just 1 but 2 extra attacks with the House Griffith's Glory of the Charge. So that's going to be a potentially strong one if you're going to play that. And then you have House Cadmus, which has the Hunters of Foes ability, giving you the ability to reroll 1s when cutting through units with lower wound characteristics. And I think those are 2 household traditions that I at least haven't seen teased before. I don't recognize those as ones that we've covered, so that's strong. And then here we've got a stratagem that's in the Imperial Knight stratagem. So this is different than like the Knight of the Cog, which is a stratagem we saw if you're going to be using the Knight Armigers in your Adeptus Mechanicus army. These are stratagems that you can use in an Imperial Knights army. So this one says that use this stratagem in your charge phase. Choose an Imperial Knights vehicle from your army that has advanced this turn that model can charge even though it has advance. So this is going to allow you to move, advance, and then charge to get some of that extra distance. But it is 2 command points, and I don't know if you would necessarily spend the 2 command points on a single Knight Armiger Warglaive, because it does say per Imperial Knight vehicle, not an Imperial Knight unit, meaning that you couldn't use it on 3 of them simultaneously within the same unit. So you'll just have to kind of choose your battles. It'll be situational depending on when you want to get in hand-to-hand combat. But now that we've seen how choppy the Armiger Warglaives are, it does seem like a strong ability. They are still teasing that you can still buy the Forgebane box set, which is obviously a great value. You wouldn't buy this if all you were interested in is the Knight Armigers, because they're only equivalent to about half of the over-the-counter price of this box set. But if you're looking at starting up an Adeptus Mechanicus unit, then you do get a Tech Priest Dominus and a unit of the Adeptus Mechanicus, either Skitarii Rangers or the, what are the ones that I play? The guys with the helmets, but I draw a blank there. But anyhow, so that's still a great value. And then, of course, they say you get Necrons for target practice, so that's basically it. But here's one of the other confusing things about it. We were seeing Sir Hekhtur teased about 2 weeks ago, or at least a week and a half ago, and now it's saying that Sir Hekhtur with his Knight Preceptor, which is a new type of knight, isn't going to come out until later 2018. So we're not, I guess it's because we're going to see in June here, I would presume the week after this release of the Knight Armiger Warglaives, we're finally going to see the release of Age of Sigmar 2.0, and that's been some big news if you've been following along. Ever since Warhammer Fest a few weeks ago, when they dropped that bombshell of news on us that there's going to be a 2.0 Age of Sigmar, they've been teasing some of the rules, they've been teasing faction focuses, and they've just been basically, I haven't seen where they committed to a release date, but knowing that next week's releases are Imperial Knight and the following week's releases are Imperial Knight, that only leaves about 2 more weekends worth of releases, which we have to presume is going to be the new starter box with the Night Haunt and the new chamber of Stormcast Eternals. So this is probably going to be next week's teaser. I bet we're going to find out next week, at least I would assume the verified contents of the new Age of Sigmar 2.0 starter box that I'm stoked about. Those Night Haunts look like a fantastic army to get to pick up on, and they're quite a bit different than the other typical skeletal hordes and the mummies and tomb kings that we've seen in the past from Games Workshop as a dedicated force. So comment below what your thoughts here on the changes to the Knight Armiger Warglaive. Is this something that makes them more viable to take along as a Lord of War choice in one of your special detachments to your current forces, or are you already looking at diving in to a fully dedicated Imperial Knights force? And to those that are looking at doing a fully dedicated Imperial Knights force, are you still looking at bringing along some Adeptus Mechanicus or some Astra Militarum so that you can sneak in some more command points for your army to be able to flexibly use for the stratagems, presumably on your Imperial Knights? I'd like to hear a little bit about tactics from you guys. We've closed in at almost 700 subscribers. Right before this video I peeked in, we had 695 subscribers, which is a huge thing from you guys. So I definitely appreciate that. Let's go ahead and take a moment to thank our new subscribers, as we do from time to time, because there's been quite a few of you, and I haven't done a video in 3 or 4 days. I just basically didn't think that there was any news out there newsworthy until this. I didn't want to beat a dead horse completely with the Imperial Knights, although they're an exciting new difference. So we have Wayatune, thanks for subscribing, Daniel Duerst, Chet Loss, Sean Ward, Philip Tattersall. If I get your names pronounced wrong, it's nothing personal, just me blasting through them. Silent 82 Hill, and also Straight Fashion. I might have missed some more of you because there's been so many, but I do appreciate. And if you're not subscribed, go ahead and hit the subscribe button now. Hit the like button on this video and comment. Hate to beg for that from time to time, but as I'm growing this channel, it's something that you guys can do to show your support without having to shell out anything on Patreon or anything like that. I just very much welcome the interaction from you guys. So stay tuned to Budget Wargamer here for some more hobby news. This week, coming up, should be some big news from Games Workshop.